Hi, it's Jay from Iridescent Tarot, back with some more sparkle for you. So today's perfume is this Fairy Dust Pistachio Princess. It's got notes of pistachio, macaroon, whipped vanilla, ISO E Super, and cashmere. And this smells like, almost like a woody pistachio treat. Hear me out. If you've ever smelled Eccentric Molecule 01, it's kind of like this woody musk. The only note in it is ISO E Super, which is like this, it's this man-made fragrance molecule that has like a woody amber scent, and it's mainly intended to enhance other scents, but Eccentric Molecule 01, that's the only note, and it's like it's been a very very polarizing like perfume. So this perfume kind of features that note, and it really stands out a lot, but it exists among all these other like really gourmand foodie notes, and it's just lovely and delicious. It's not like my favorite perfume that I have, so I give it a 7, but it is very, very nice. And then my nail polish today is this Maybelline Super 7 Super Stay, topped by Quixotic Polish First Love. This is so shifty. I think it might have like the most number of different shifty colors of any nail polish that I have. And it's just like a very, very fun, simple, shifty manicure. So today I want to create a video that's been percolating in my mind for a little while now. So the way that this started in my brain was about a month ago, Dawn Michelle posted a video called Taking Out the Trash One-Shot Reading with Dice. And it was just so cool to me the way that Dawn just like laid out all these different cards from different decks and used her dice and just crafted this really thoughtful reading, but like called it a trash spread. And she just like threw things out there just to like make this trash panda spread. And I just thought it was so fun. And I've wanted to do a VR to that ever since I saw that video. Now, number 2 thing that happened is Marlena Teresa posted a hashtag, which she titled hashtag October Deckfest. And the main premise is any reason to bring out all the decks. Like the main thing that Marlena wants us to do in October is just like use as many decks as possible. And so I was thinking like what better way to use like a bunch of decks all at once than something that's inspired by Dawn Michelle's one-shot readings. So then I watched Julie Peekaboo Rose's video titled 5 Days, 5 VRs, hashtag October Deckfest, current cartomancy day 2. And I had commented saying that practice videos are some of my most favorite videos to watch. And it just like got me even more excited to do something like this. And then finally what cinched it was Ever Onward's video titled How My Fall Practice Is Going, My Little Deck Families. And one of the statements that they made in their video that I thought was just like, it just struck me so simply. And it was, let the cards speak without being so consequential. And like, sometimes we need to just lay out the cards, play with our decks, and have it not be like so dang serious. And so, in a similar way of when I made the Let's Make Ugly Art VR to Julie, where I just wanted to like play with my Oracle deck and like make art and not have it be something that was stressful. It was just like fun, playful, and enjoyable. I kind of just want to do this like fun one-shot inspired reading where I throw down a bunch of cards from different decks, see what kind of information and messages come out, and just like have fun with it. And you know, this could be like very crappy. Just being like straight up with you, this could be just crappy, or there could be important messages that come through. I have no idea. I have only ever done dice casting once before, and that was also inspired by the Dice and Decks series. I will link everything that I'm talking about below, but essentially, if my memory is serving correctly, we had Peekaboo Rose, Animals and Arcana, and Lennox Reese post like a little collaborative effort video about using dice and decks. And one of the things that I discovered from the midst of all that were these free casting guides from Lennox. So I'm going to try to put these into use too. It's not something that I have a lot of experience with, so we're just gonna be like exploring on camera, and hopefully this is enjoyable for you to watch. And just because I wanted to talk a little bit about my dice, I only have one set because I'm not a D&D, like I don't do any RPGs. I don't really have any like real need to have a set of dice, but I really wanted a sparkly set of dice. Like I was super inspired by everyone showing all their different cool die, and I just wanted one that was like iridescent, sparkly, purple, pinky, and yeah, so I'm gonna try putting these to use today. All right, so let's just pull a couple trash cards, like whatever comes out from Narrative Alchemy Tarot by Chrissy Brentley. So what we have here is we have the Two of Wands, which is preparation, and the King of Wands, which is presence. I have been getting the Two of Wands a lot lately, so I just want to quickly dip into the guidebook and see what Chrissy had to say about preparation. Okay, so the sentence that stuck out to me the most in this entry is, this is when we build the structures and framework to strengthen our energetic boundaries. So setting the scene for ourselves, like what can we do to prepare ourselves to set ourselves up for success the most? And then once we are in that place of being prepared, how can we be present in that moment? On first glance, because all the different tones of the colors in this deck are a little bit different, I thought they were both orange, but it's actually preparation is the solar plexus chakra and presence is the sacral chakra. So those are kind of the areas that we're working with right now. So let's see what Great Grandmother's Faded Frontier has to say. This deck always gives something interesting to the mix. So let's throw down a little Gog, as I call her, good old grandma. Let's see what Grammy has to say. Oh, we have something turned over. Oh, okay. Whoops. Okay, let's see. There we go. Mild Disguise. Okay. Sticking with that yellow-orange theme, huh? This says, fading into the background, bland determination, apathetic. Like, are you using your preparation in order to disguise yourself from being present? Are you using that as kind of a distraction from being present in the moment? Let's see what the Inner Ecology Oracle has to add. Earthquake. Okay. Ooh, so in our preparation for these like events of huge magnitude happening, we then, like I said, like preparing ourselves, getting so wrapped up in the preparation that we are then unable to access this presence. I kind of want to draw another one of these just to see what comes out. I changed my mind now. Spirit Kittens was calling. We'll see what the kittens have to say. All right. Remember your magic. Even in the darkness of night, the delicate light of the moon still shines. Hope blooms in my chest. The door and the invisible realm opens wide and I am home. There's a deep well of magic within me that pours into my world. How would I like to share my magic? I feel like that goes over here, like towards the end of where we're heading. How can I remember my magic? Majestic Earth. The Empress's Domain. Really talking about that presence. The Empress's Domain. A sparkling river flows between heaven and earth. And then another line that I thought was really interesting. The cow represents gentleness, productivity, and abundance. So it's almost like you have this sensation of like the storm having passed. Like you have these dark clouds up here that are like shining a shadow, like casting a shadow on this cow here that you can barely see. But like But the cow is sitting looking at the beauty of the earth, of the abundance here, and just kind of reveling in its beauty. Oh, actually, I can even see there's little cows over here. So maybe that cow is like one of the parent cows that's like looking off and watching the rest of the family, you know? I feel like this is really harkening back to the presence card. Like there's only so much you can do to prepare for things that are going to happen. And once you've done your preparation, like sitting in the like self-assuredness of knowing like you've done what you can for the family, you've done what you can for yourself, you have prepared to your best ability. Now you can sit here and be present in the moment and just take in what's happening now that the storm has passed. And then let's just pull one of these color cards to kind of round it out here. I don't know how the dice, like what I'm going to be able to get from the dice on top of this. So I think that's going to be super interesting to try to fumble through, you know, like let's see what comes out. Ooh, bright green. Self-accept. Okay. All right. So really leaning into that shadow cow feeling of like, I accept where I am. I accept who I am. I accept this moment. And in doing that, I am able to become more present. All right. I don't know how this part's going to go, but we're going to see. All right. So we have 3 die that rolled off of the spread. I don't think that I'm going to take those into account since I don't quite know what I'm doing with these. But let's just take a look at Cast of the Wild. Okay, so for the D4, we have the number that's upright is 2, which is water, feeling, receptivity, reflection, fluidity. And I do think that we have been like reflecting on how this cow feels, right? How does the cow feel? How do you feel? Tell me more about that cow. So I think that that is an accurate representation of like what's happening. This stream representing that watery receptivity, feeling, emotion happening over here. This die, I don't know what this is called, D%. It had a 20. So that says obstructed, resistance, frustration, or stuck. So if we return back to this, I guess we're having a little bit of an obstruction in the way that we remember our magic. And that makes sense in the context of the reading, the way that I had kind of gone about describing that area. This is, I think, the D12. So that's a 9, and it means succession. One system slowly replaces another. Inheritance, continuity, renewal. So maybe slowly inheriting this self-acceptance over like mild disguise, trying to disguise ourselves, trying to pull the wool, keep the wool pulled over our eyes, trying to like use preparation for disaster as a distraction technique from being present in our Empress domain. Okay, and this is a D8, and it's number 2, which is sprout, emergence, curiosity, vulnerability. And so in the seasonal cycle, like the cycle of things, it's a 2 on the scale of 1 through 8. It's only sprouting. It's only just begun, which is a little bit at odds with what I said of like us focusing so much on the preparation. But I guess if we look at like vulnerability and having this like active preparation and distraction being a vulnerability, then that kind of makes sense. Like it takes a lot of energy for something to sprout. It takes a lot of time and resources, and like for the sprout to be growing, for this preparation to be happening, like that's where all the active resources are going, rather than focusing them onto something like the presence of the current moment and accepting that. I don't know if this made sense. I'm gonna watch this back and see what I think. But yeah, I feel like this at least resonated with me. I really enjoy the progression of color, like the red, orange, yellow, green, purple. Like we're just missing blue. So I don't know what that says, but I feel like it says something. Maybe we attribute that to, I think, is blue throat chakra? All right. I hope that this was enjoyable to watch, and I'm really glad that I knocked out like 4 VRs in one go. Check, 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 check. But I was really excited, obviously, to watch everybody's videos and have all these kind of ideas that I had percolating in my mind kind of converge into one. And I hope that I was able to coherently like make sense of this trash bed. And let me know what you think. So please drop a comment below with any of the kind of things that you might have pulled from this reading that I overlooked in my just like attempts to weave them together, or any other feedback that you have. Like and subscribe, do all the things, and I will talk to you later. Signing out.